Today was a pretty crazy day. We started in Edmonton, Nova Scotia, and we biked against the wind for, I don't know, about 70, 80 kilometers until we reached Plaster Rock. And from Plaster Rock, there's a very long stretch of road through basically forest, through a national park, with basically nothing in the middle. And Gabe wanted to push it for today, and that was probably around 4. So we decided to go and take that route, and we biked for 25 kilometers. My legs started failing me. It wasn't pretty. It was pushing with my mind, but just my legs weren't working very well, and it was getting dark. I realized we won't be able to make it by night, and camping out in the wild is so dangerous, especially with the number of bears out there. So I waved for a truck that came by. I asked him to give us a lift back home, back to Plaster Rock. Now I'm at the Plaster Rock campground. So that was a bit of a setback, 25 kilometers. Yeah, my legs are dead, but I guess that's the way it is. Have to push, have to continue. The funny thing is, here, before leaving for that road, we stopped by the Tourist Information Center. That's right next to the campground, and there are a bunch of really nice teenagers greeted us at the Tourist Information Center. And all of a sudden, a car comes in, and these people come out and start talking to the Tourist Information people in accented Hebrew, accented English, and I asked them, "Are you Israelis?" in Hebrew, and it was crazy, like two groups of Israelis in the middle of nowhere, and we struck up a conversation. They live in Israel, and they just travel through North America. They have traveled to many different places in North America. Interesting family. They had an 18-year-old kid who is about to enlist in the army, and he says how he's not really into that. He doesn't really want to go to the army, but hey, he has to, unfortunately. Anyway, after that we went, and the guy at the truck who picked us up was also an interesting guy. He was working in a paper mill that's actually on the other side of that road that we have to cross. And he said that some European company bought them out, the paper mill, and shut them down because they want to create a monopoly back in Europe. They created a whole huge paper mill plant and bought out all the other ones, closed them down. So he had to go into trucking, and his cousin does work in Saudi Arabia in the oil field. Also, he says very tough because he works for 6 weeks straight and then comes back home for 2 weeks. But the food there is not what he's used to and stuff like that. So it's hard for him. And I just thought how and the truck driver was around 40 or 50, had a sorry look in his eyes. Like it's really like there's no the economy is going the economy is really doing badly because of the price of oil, and right now, for little guys like him, it's the worst. He has to support his family, and yeah, he had a sad look in his eyes, this guy, but he was very nice. He told us it's better, not a good idea to camp out in the middle of nowhere, right in the woods. So that was today, crazy day, but. You know, I like the challenge. I didn't like sitting around all day in a chair working on a computer. I need a challenge like this. It's like life is about challenge. So even though I don't feel very well right now, like morale-wise, but still, I think tomorrow is going to be good. We're going to do the whole thing starting early morning. We'll get there, 140 kilometers of wilderness. It's better to do it during the day than at night. So that's about it. See you later.